Myself, Mr. H.T. Mate, Department of Botany, RBNB College, Srirampur. Today, we are going to study T.Y.B.Sc Botany, Semester 2nd, Paper 1st, BO 121. And the name of the paper is Plant Life and Utilization 2nd. And from this, topic number 3, that is the gymnosperm. Now, gymnosperm shows the different types of the character. They have different morphology, anatomy, embryology, palynology, and even phytochemistry is also there. So according to this, there are the different types of the characters. So first character, gymnosperms have naked seed. Gymnosperms have naked seed. For example, in angiosperm, they are enclosed in the ovary or into the fruit. But here in gymnosperm, seeds are naked. Second character, gymnosperms are originated in the Devonian period. That is nearly from 350 million years ago. They are originated in Devonian period. Now next character, gymnosperms have about 69 to 70 genera. 69 to 70 genera and about 750 to 760 species are there. Now gymnosperms are originated from the pteridophytes. And these gymnosperms gives rise to the angiosperm. Now, this is the evolutionary link which is existed in between the pteridophyte, gymnosperm and angiosperm. So, pteridophyte is the ancestor stock of the gymnosperm, and from gymnosperm, after evolution, the angiosperms are getting developed. Now, next character. Now, the growth of the gymnosperm is very, very slow, and they are perennial. That means they require to complete their life cycle more than 3 to 4 years. So they are perennial in habit. Next, now these plants, they are dwarf. Some plants are dwarf, some plants are very tall, and some plants are climber. For example, Nitum is climber. And in the tallest plant, there is the sequoia. Sequoia is the tallest plant of the plant world, and there is about 112 meter is height of the sequoia plant. That means that this sequoia is the tallest plant. Now next, cycadales shows the palm-like structure, that means a coconut-like structure, while conifers are pyramidal in shape. Now, for example, cycadales shows the such type of a structure. Now, this is the structure of the cycas, and in coniferals, the structure is a pyramidal in shape, like this. This is the cycas or cycadales, and this is the coniferals. They are pyramidal in shape. Now, there is the branches, profusely branched structures are also there. For example, Araucaria. It is a very tall tree and it shows the branches. There are the profusely branched. Now, there are unbranched structures are also there. For example, cycas plant, there is no branching. There is only one main trunk is there, and above this trunk, there are a crown of the leaves, and leaves are pinnately compound. Now the plant body is sporophytic in nature, and it is getting divided into stem, root and leaves. So it is a dominant in its life cycle. In the life cycle of the gymnosperm, there are again the two generations, that is sporophytic generation and gametophytic generation. Now what we call the gymnospermic plant, these are the sporophytic plant, and they are well developed into root, stem and leaves. Now next, now there are the two different types of the roots are found in some cycas, in some species of the cycas. For example, there is a normal tap root system, which is the deep going root system, while there are corallite roots are also seen. For example, now this is the corallite root. This corallite root is found in a cycas, and there is a symbiotic association with this root with the blue-green algae. And these blue-green algae, they are important for the fixation of the atmospheric nitrogen. Now in gymnosperm, vessels are completely absent, but in angiosperm they are present. So this is the characteristic feature in the phanerogam. The gymnosperm, they have no vessels. Now in the gymnosperm, leaves are of a dimorphic type. That means there are the two different types. First, that is the foliage leaves. They are very large. Now, this is the foliage leaves. For example, in this cycas, there is the foliage leaves. But in pinus, at same time, there are the two different types of the leaves. This is the long branch, and here this is the dwarf branch. This is the foliage leaves, and these are scale leaves. This is found in pinus. In the pinus, stem also are of two different types, that is long shoot and dwarf shoot. And at the same time, in the pinus, leaf shows also dimorphic condition. That means in pinus there are the two different types of the leaves. That means there is a foliage leaves. They are very large. They are also found in the cycas, and they are important for the process of photosynthesis. They are pinnately compound in cycas. But here in this pinus, they are linear. They are acicular. Now there is another type of leaf. These leaves are called as the scale leaves. They are very, very small. They are membranous and they are protective. So these are small structured leaves. They are called as the scale leaves. They are protective in function. They do not perform the function of a photosynthesis. Now in the majority of the gymnosperm, there is the secondary growth. The secondary growth is of the two different types. That is the intrastellar secondary growth and extrastellar secondary growth. Both of these two types of the secondary growth is found in the gymnospermic plant. Now stem shows the conjoint collateral open type of the vascular bundle. So stem shows conjoint collateral and open type of the vascular bundle. That means a conjoint when both xylem and phloem are developed in one and the same vascular bundle, then it is called as the conjoint. Collateral, that means when they lie side by side, then it is called as the collateral. And when in between xylem and phloem, when cambium is present, then such type of a vascular bundle is called as the open. So the type of a vascular bundle is conjoint, collateral and open type of a vascular bundle. Now next, wood is of the two different types, that is the monoxylic and pycnoxylic. Now in gymnosperm, wood is of the different types, that is the monoxylic and pycnoxylic. Now when there is a monoxylic, then there is very less amount of the xylem is getting developed as compared to the phloem. That means phloem is very large. Such a type of leaf stem is soft and porous. Second type, that is a pycnoxylic wood. It is hard, it is compact. That means here secondary xylem is very large as compared to the secondary phloem. Such a type of wood is called as the pycnoxylic wood. They are hard and compact. Now internal structure of this wood shows the annual rings, or they are called as the growth ring. The structure is like this. So these are the annual growth rings. Annual growth rings. This is nothing but the development of the xylem element, secondary xylem, in 1 year. So each growth ring indicates about the age of that particular stem. Now next, root is exarch. That means here in the root system, protoxylem is toward the periphery. It is diarch, triarch or tetrarch also. That means it is like this. This is the protoxylem and this is the metaxylem. That means protoxylem is toward the periphery. So it is called as the exarch. And this is the diarch type of root. That means there are the two arcs of the xylem. So such a type of root is called as, or that xylem is called as the diarch. But in some gymnosperm plant, triarch and tetrarch condition is also there. Now next, leaf shows the xerophytic characters. For example, in cycas plant, there is a compound lip, and the leaflet shows the thick cuticle, multilayered hypodermis and sunken stomata. That means these all are the xerophytic characters. Now vegetative reproduction takes place with the help of bulbils. For example, in cycas. This is the stem. This is the compound leaves, and these are the bulbils. They are found on cycas plant. Now when these bulbils get separated from this parent plant, they have capacity to develop into a new plant of the cycas. So this is the vegetative reproductive structures called as the bulbils. Now gymnosperm is heterosporous. Gymnosperm is heterosporous. That means in majority of the plant there are the two different types of the cones, that is male cone and female cone. Male cone and female cone. Now here there are the microsporangia. In the microsporangia there are the microspores. And on this cone, where these microsporangia are developed, that structure is called as the microsporophyll. Microsporophyll. That means such a type of very large number of the microsporophyll, they become a compact, and that structure is called as the male cone, for example cycas. That means in a male cone of the cycas, it is very large. There are the microsporophyll, and on the microsporophyll there are the microsporangia. They are 3 to 5 in each group, and in each microsporangia there are large number of the microspore. Now like that, female cone is also developed, for example in cycas. Now that structure of the female cone is called as the megasporophyll. It is a lip-like structure, and on this lip-like structure ovules are developed. The structure is like this. So these are the ovules. This is the ovule, and this is the female cone, or it is also called as the megasporophyll. Now these are the ovule, they are naked. So these are two different types of the structures are get formed, that is the microspores, and they are also called as the megaspores. So gymnosperms are called as the heterosporous in condition. Now both of these structures, that means microspores and these megaspores, they get germinated into a next generation, and that generation is called as the gametophytic generation. So this microspore germinate into a male gametophyte, and the structure of the male gametophyte is like this. This is the pollen tube, and this is antherozoid. And in pollen tube there are the nuclei. So this structure is called as the male gametophyte. So this is the antherozoid, and after the germination of antherozoid, a pollen tube is get formed. So this complete structure is called as the male reproductive structure. Now megaspore, they also get germinate into a female reproductive structure, which is called as the archegonia. And the structure is like this. This is the egg, this is the ventral canal cell, and here there are the neck cell. So this is the female reproductive structure called as the archegonia, and in archegonia at the base there is very large bulbous egg is there. Above this there is the ventral canal cell, and toward the apex there is the neck cells. So this is the male reproductive structure, this is the female reproductive structure. Now after fertilization, zygote is get formed, and zygote is getting developed into the embryo. Zygote is getting developed into the embryo. Now the gymnosperms are anemophilous in nature, that means they are wind pollinated. Now in the gymnosperm there is again polyembryony is also there, but finally only one embryo is functional and get developed into a new plant.